So I call games for ESPN and the ACC, and every single week it's my job to sit down and chat with the head coaches I'm covering that week. When James Franklin got announced as the next head coach at Virginia Tech, my mind immediately went back to something the last Virginia Tech head coach told us when we were sitting across the table from him in Blacksburg, Virginia last season. It came up when we were talking about Brent Pry and how to build a roster at Virginia Tech of how well James Franklin has recruited the state of Virginia. And it kind of makes sense that it came up. You know, Pry was a coordinator under Franklin at Penn State. It's no secret they're close. In fact, I thought it was super cool when James Franklin got emotional, and you could tell he wasn't expecting to get emotional when he gave a shout out to Brent Pry in his intro press conference. But I wanted to do the research. Was Pry just hyping up his old boss just for old time's sake? Turns out he wasn't. Virginia ranks significantly above the national average in terms of blue chip recruits. That's 4- and 5-star dudes per capita. Since 2015, Franklin has signed 21 Virginia blue chips, and in 2023, James Franklin signed 6 of the top 10 players in Virginia. The dude knows the state, but Virginia Tech is not Penn State. He will have to do more with less, which is why I went back to the last time James Franklin had to do that. I went back to the archives when James Franklin was at Vanderbilt to see how he found a successful offense when he didn't have the talent advantage, because that's going to give us the answer to whether or not he can do it again in Blacksburg. In 2013, James Franklin beat Florida, Tennessee, and Georgia all in the same season. And before we can talk about offense, we got to talk about some Beamer ball. The legend Frank Beamer famously coined the term Beamer ball, and it's all about special teams. And see, this is a special edition Max Brown show where we don't have all the film at our disposal, so I had to go back to the archives, and this play jumped out from the Georgia game. 10-7, and James Franklin elects to go with a fake field goal kicker dive. Kicker's juiced up. Not sure who he's pointing to. There's a lot of good stuff here. Check this out. 1, kicker. You're in the corner of the end zone. You point at your mom, your brother, your buddy who you gave the gambling line to. And it's funny because I literally called the Virginia Tech game last week, and in a rare occurrence, Virginia Tech's kicker, John Love, redshirt junior, he is a voted captain on the team, not because they have to have a special teams captain, but just because it worked out that way. Coach says he's got moxie, could make a 60-yarder and his 7th all-time in Virginia Tech scoring. I need Love on a fake field goal next year. You got James Franklin just juiced up, ready to go, full rain gear. People are fired up. You got Mark Richt. He's searching for answers, and he's going to get one right here. Sorry, I just had to break this down because James Franklin can't get too cute. Right here, dial up a little trick play. You got 5 blockers here, and the one defender for Georgia is going to pick 6 this. This is terrible execution, terrible play call. So, hey, whoever ends up being James Franklin's offensive coordinator, don't do this shit in this game because you're lucky you beat Georgia with this. All right, now to some offensive football. And what jumped out to me when you look at the Florida game, again, they won this ball game. There are not that many teams right now in college football that have triple option principles to their offense. Well, 2 of the teams are Vandy, current day Vandy, just a coincidence, but then also Virginia Tech right now with Kyron Drones. Pretty sure Kyron Drones is out of eligibility, so he won't be the quarterback at Virginia Tech next year. But it still is interesting when you look at, hey, James Franklin, how'd they beat Florida? Turn on this film. I know it's red zone goal line stuff, but still a lot of triple option tendencies. You got blockers there. They're going to fake the dot or the outside zone to the right. Lead blocker, and then quarterbacks out the gate into the house. Very Diego Pavia-esque, very Bo Prabula-esque. What does James Franklin decide to do in the 2026 iteration of Virginia Tech at the quarterback position? Hey, real quick, if you're enjoying this video, hit the subscribe button down below. Helps the channel out a bunch. We passed 50,000 subscribers just a couple weeks ago, and we're on the road to 100K. Thanks. Right here, again, against the Miami Gators, going to pull the right guard around, lead block, wildcat by the running back. Just using the physicality. Florida's got the talent, Vandy's got the physicality, and then just for good measure, another touchdown in there. You might be like, Max, did you really just show me 3 goal line plays? Hey, I told you. The footage is a little slim, but still, you're not seeing triple option principles out of Drew Aller at Penn State. What direction does James Franklin go when you don't have all the talent at your disposal? This is the drive that'll get you going. This is the Tennessee game. You're down 3. There's 3 minutes left. You're in 2-minute mode. You're on the road in Rocky Top. You're the little brother to the big brother rivalry. Can you come away with a win? Got to execute on this 2-minute drill, and that's exactly what they do. First thing that James Franklin's got to do, take a page out of this book for this Vandy offense. Get you a little slot receiver that can make people miss. The little slot receiver that all the other programs might overlook, but you're Virginia Tech, you're sitting next to Marshall, sitting next to Old Dominion. Go get their best receiver in the portal, and when you need him in 2-minute mode, he's going to make people miss, get open, and get you some catches. It's not Penn State where you can go get Trevor Pena and Kyron Hudson, 2 elite receivers. Going to have to pick your spots because 17, I like 17's game. And then right here, literally, it's the same exact concept. They got a little poster out by the number 3 receiver, and then 17, he's working right on the inside. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Back-to-back plays calling the same exact play. Franklin's Vandy 2013 squad's rolling. Picking up the first down, got the Vols on their heels. This is where James Franklin's got to get on the road and recruit. He's got to recruit the DMV and find you a first-team All-American because he had that at Vandy with Jordan Matthews. Jerry Rice's cousin, played 10 years in the NFL. You need a true receiver one to get you a big catch in 2-minute mode. Right here, the Vols in a too-high safety look, post by the slot receiver, and then Matthews on the outside, gonna hit a hole shot to him. They tell me Virginia Tech's leveling up the NIL investment. There's dudes to go get like this. I know they don't be growing on trees, but you need some playmakers like that. Big 87. And then here, hey, Bo Prebula-esque, bringing the backup quarterback, running back, trying to do a little pop pass. That was like the trendy play in 2013 because it was, just a handful of years after Tim Tebow. So like everyone had it in their playbook. Anyways, they're going to have the QB run, fake blocking, try to get the pop pass. It's not there. So quarterback's just out here making plays. Always love when a quarterback rocking number 4 is just out here making plays, baby, with the left knee brace. Don't see a lot of left knee braces these days in college football. He's fired up. Austin Carter Samuels is fired up. We got, what is his name? Butch Jones. He's searching for answers. Can't believe he's losing to Vandy. Well, hey, 12 years later, James Franklin's going to have gone from Vandy to Penn State, now settling in Blacksburg, Virginia. Random fun fact, his offensive coordinator in that 2013 season was John Donovan, who one of the very first games that I ever called was Montana at Washington, when Montana upset Washington as a top-ranked team, and it was Jimmy Lakes, the head coach. John Donovan was the offensive coordinator in that game. James Franklin's had a lot of offensive coordinators during his time at Penn State. I'm intrigued to see which direction he goes. Does he go the more physical, run-oriented, run-first OC? Or does he go super creative, Andy Kolnicki, more spread, wide open? Quarterback-wise, does he go more Kyron Drones like Virginia Tech had, dual threat, incredible athlete? Or Drew Aller, pocket passer, NFL, NFL style? The question for Hokie fans, by the time this video's coming out, we'll see on timing, but it's who is he going to hire as his coordinators? I think it's a great hire by Virginia Tech. James Franklin's got a lot of familiarity with the Virginia landscape. Penn State, different beast than Virginia Tech. I almost said Vatech there. They told me, Hokie fans, you don't like Vatech. But Virginia Tech, congrats on the hire.